Welcome to this information session on using Creative Commons licenses and Creative Commons licensed works. Specifically, we're talking about adaptations versus collections. We'll start with some simple definitions. Adaptation, also called remix or derivative, is when you take a CC licensed work or works and adapt it into a new piece. You must change something about the work to be considered an adaptation. Collection. Collection is when you combine at least two CC licensed works into one joint piece. The works in a collection are not altered and each retain their individual CC licenses. To break it down further, in an adaptation or remix, you often cannot tell when one open work ends and another one begins. Whilst this flexibility is useful for the new creator, it is still important to provide attribution to the individual parts that went into making the adaptation. A comparison I like to make is that of a winemaker. Think of a wine blend. A winery may bottle and sell one wine that is made up of several different grapes they got from a variety of vineyards. However, they're mixed in a way that you can't differentiate one element of the blend from another, but all the vineyards are appropriately attributed on the label. On the other hand, a collection involves the assembly of separate and independent creative works into a collective whole. So when you create a collection, you must provide attribution and licensing information about the individual works in your collection. This gives the public the information they need to understand who created what and which license terms apply to specific content. This is more like a wine tasting. The restaurant has compiled a collection of wines for you to taste, and as you taste these wines together in one experience, each wine retains its unique branding or attribution. Any added expertise comes from the restaurant itself. So how do we license these works? When adapting a work, you must add a compatible CC license. If the underlying work is licensed with BY or BY non-commercial, we recommend your adapter's license include at least the same license elements as the license applied to the original. If the underlying work is licensed with BY share alike or BY non-commercial share alike, your adapter's license must be the same license applied to the original or a license that is designated as compatible to the original license. Remember, if the underlying work is licensed with BY non-derivative or BY non-commercial non-derivative, you cannot distribute adaptations, so you don't need to be concerned about what adapter's license to apply. Alternatively, because a collection is a grouping of works, each work retains its original CC license. The only thing that requires a new CC license is anything you add to the collection as the collection creator. As mentioned previously, some licenses are more compatible than others. Take a moment and pause the video to look at this chart by Creative Commons. Did you get a good look? I hope so. Pause the video again and try to answer these questions. Hit play when you're ready. Did you get them right? Let me know in the comments. You can see by matching the licenses across to each other if they're compatible. So after reviewing these topics, what does this look like in the real world? Let's take a look at some wildlife illustrations compiled by Annie Rogers. I'm Jared Rogers, and this has been CC Adaptations and Collections by Annie Rogers, a derivative of the June 2020 Creative Commons Certificate course.